Thank you for tuning in to I've Got Favor, where it's your time to shine with your host, Prophetess T. Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on God's green earth. Thank you guys for tuning in to I've Got Favor, where it is your time to shine with me, your hostess, T. Hey, guys. She look familiar? I hope so. This is Realtor Sarah Heck. She's my realtor. I'm trying to make her my BFF, so I can go on some of these cruises, these trips she takes. But she is back. We had such a great response to the last episode we had with Sarah on it. And as I said, she did such a fabulous job with Danny and I. She was able to turn around and get us in a house in less than 30 days, was it, Sarah?
It was quick.
It was like, everything we asked for, she made it happen. So, I look at her as a godsend. She's my little secret angel. And I want you guys to take advantage of this young lady as much as possible. If you're in the Kentucky area, she caters to Hardin County.
Mhm.
You can do Meade County, can you? Can you do Nelson?
Yeah, no.
Nelson?
Any of the counties surrounding Hardin County, pretty much I go out to, Nelson County, LaRue County, Grayson, Breckenridge, Hart, Meade, all in between, Bullitt County. I done Jefferson County. It's not like my specialty area, but I can help you if you're in Louisville or anywhere in between, about an hour from E-Town.
So take advantage of this woman's expertise. And not only is she a really good realtor, she's just a good person in general. I bothered her all the time. It didn't matter what time of day or if it was even a Sunday. She was really good at responding to me when I had questions. And I think she showed me something that says, how long can you ask your realtor questions? I still bug her.
Yeah.
And
I'm your realtor for life. Once I'm your realtor once, it's
absolutely
forever.
And we're going to use her if we choose to sell again or if we buy again or whatever, or
You
whenever
will.
when we purchase our final building for the studio. I'm quite sure Sarah will be the one to help us. I know she will.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I decided to bring her back on because, I had some questions about some people who were interested in, the process of buying land or a home to maybe flip and utilize for something else. So maybe you're a person who maybe just wants to buy homes or a building for rental purposes, or maybe you do want to get into flipping houses or what have you, or maybe you still have some questions if you're a person who's interested in buying a home and you don't know the process or what you need to do to get ready. I know for us, we were so concerned that our credit score was not there. And I was like overly panicking about, oh my God, I'm going to have $20,000-$30,000 down, and we're just not there. So I don't know how we're going to do it. But Sarah, like, man, she put all our stressors to ease it, telling us, at the different types of programs that were out there that could possibly work for you without you having, a 700 credit score or that 20, $30,000 down. So I wanted to bring her back, just, to specifically cover, investment property and things like that. So real quick, hit that share button at the bottom of your screen. Invite your mom, Paul, and all them in there. And you know what? I'm quite sure whatever she's going to talk about is applicable no matter what state you're in, possibly.
Yeah, for sure. You don't have to be in Kentucky.
So,
And I can help you too if you're in another state and you don't have an agent. I can actually connect you with an agent there and help you that way. So
So see, she's all around.
Yep.
She's the woman with the master plan. So
Yep.
Sarah Heck, y'all. What the heck? You
Yeah.
can't forget that name, Sarah Heck.
No.
If you haven't started following her on her social media pages, make sure you look for her, add her as a friend. She's on TikTok, Instagram, as well as Facebook. I don't know where
Yeah.
else she is, but I'm quite sure it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Check her out. And let me tell you, Sarah just came from a closing earlier today. So she is the beast. This child is posting closings like left and right. I'm just amazed to call her my friend. I'm glad I met
Oh.
her. So let's get into the good tea. So the first question that I had, Sarah, you yourself have flipped homes, right?
I'm in the process of flipping my first home right now,
Okay.
but I do have other investment properties as well that I've chose to hold on to. I've kind of put a little bit of work into them, and they rent. I rent them out, but I'm currently in the process of doing my first flip that I purchased in March, and we should be completed with it in probably another 6 weeks or so, and I'll turn around and sell it. It actually, I purchased it with the possibility of either holding it and renting it out or flipping it and reselling it. So I kind of had a game plan of two different options, whether so it works either way. You kind of want to have multiple ways out of the property. If you buy something, it's good to have multiple ways to get out of it that's going to work for you. So either way would have worked for me if we chose to keep it and rent it out. It still would have been a good investment, or whether I choose to keep it and sell it, which is what I'm going to do.
So, what made you decide that was the specific home that you wanted to either flip or rent out?
The numbers made sense, the location made sense, and I kind of just did some quick math on what I thought the rehab costs would be, and did some math and realized that the profit was there whether I chose to fix it up and rent it or fix it up and sell it. The numbers just made sense to me. And that's something really important whenever you're investing in real estate. You need to have a good either realtor or business partner that you can rely on and trust that you're making a good decision and you're not going to get, into something that you can't get out of or sink a whole bunch more money into than you originally planned on.
So, do you have knowledge as far as being able to tell? Because I mean, walking into a place and just looking at it, you really don't know the logistics of what you're getting into.
Yeah, it that kind of just comes with being in the real estate business and working with contractors and just previous im- improvement projects. Really, it's just kind of, I don't know, I guess something that I've kind of figured out on my own, sort of. Um, so yeah, you definitely want to have a good person that you can rely on to give you an accurate number on what you may spend on the property, because I'll tell you what I expected to spend on this one. It's going to be very tight. Like, I'm going to be right at that number. And even if I did end up having to go over a little bit more, it's still like I'm still going to make a profit either way. But, a lot of times people don't plan for the unexpected. And a lot of times that comes up whenever you're buying investment properties. Things come up, something's got to get replaced, something you didn't realize when you walked through the property, or the inspector didn't catch, or whatever it may be. It sometimes stuff comes up. So
So, before you, if you do decide you want to flip a home, so do you think you said it would be good to have like a partner come in with you that's
done it.
knowledgeable?
Yeah, somebody that's done it before, and maybe not even necessarily somebody that you're partnering with. Just maybe it's just someone that you can rely on and trust to come in there and that's done it before and say, "Hey, this is going to cost this, this, and this." You know, you may want to think about this, and kind of give their expertise on that before you go and buy something. 100%. So I would definitely recommend kind of leaning on somebody that's done it before.
And I know for you, you know a lot of people who do like the contracting stuff as
Hmm.
far as the roofing and I guess the electricity and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So you think that is that important for you to have a good.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. And knowing how to do some things on your own, because if you can't do some things on your own, that's just more out of pocket costs that you're going to have hiring somebody else to do the job for you. And nothing is cheap nowadays. So, the more things that you know how to do, or somebody that knows how to do, the better, because it's really going to save you money. Like I did a lot of the gutting of the house myself.
I seen you.
Yeah, ripping out drywall, ripping out floors. I did a lot of that myself. There's no telling what that saved me if I would have done that and hired somebody. Um, I'm doing all the painting on the inside of the house myself. That probably saved me thousands of dollars. We I did contract out the drywall. That's not something that I know how to do or want to know how to do. Electrical, hired that out. I know how to change an outlet or two, but I don't know how to rewire a house or anything like that. And that's, not something that you should probably try to do if you're not an expert at. So.
So do you? How do you decide maybe what your safe cushion should be in case there is that unexpected?
It's just really whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, most people want to make a decent amount of profit or know that it's going to rent for a certain amount of money. So it's really up to you. I mean, and how long it's going to take to get the job done, um, and how much you're going to make, and what you're willing to walk away from with the project and say, okay, yeah, like this, this is enough profit for me to be okay with.
Did you have a date that you set a goal to have this completed?
Yeah, I wanted to be done by August, so I think I'll make that deadline.
That's good.
Yeah.
So now, I know you said you also have people that like look to buy investment
Hmm.
properties. So if you wanted to be that type of person, what do you think are the best types of properties to buy to get a turnaround on?
Uh, to flip, or I mean, do you mean to flip or to rent or both?
Or both?
I would say to flip. I mean, you're gonna probably need to buy it pretty cheap. And definitely have a realtor run comps for you if you do plan to flip it, to know what your expected resale value is going to be once you put it on the market. You want to know like what it's going to sell for once it's done. Um, but rentals, I personally like a brick house, ranch style, single level is what I would prefer if I was going to buy something and hold it for a long time. It doesn't have to be though. They're low maintenance generally, and it's bricks a lot more solid than siding. So I think that is a good long term. That was my first investment purchase, was a single level brick ranch. Um, and it's done well. I've had to replace a couple things in it, like a stove, a toilet, like little things, but that comes up, when you're a
Hmm.
landlord. Like, you either hire it out as a property manager and pay somebody to do it, or you do it yourself. I prefer like a brick ranch, something that's in a good area where the rent is consistent, and um, that you're not going to have any problem renting it if you're going to hold on to it. And then if you're going to resell it, something where the property values are a little bit higher, inventory's lower. Um, so you have a hot property whenever you list it. Because if there's low inventory and you have that and you put it on the market, likely may receive multiple offers if you price it right and market it correctly.
So, do you think for a first time person, should it be if they are to invest in something, should it be something that's low, that needs a very minimum repair, or would you say something that needs to be restored would be a good investment.
Yeah, if you were purchasing it like as your first home and you wanted to live into it, move into it, I would say something with minimal repairs that's move-in ready, pretty much. I mean, maybe you can do a little bit of stuff, little projects here and there, but if you were buying your first investment property and you wanted to hold it as a rental too, I think it just depends on the numbers. It depends on what you're going to spend on it. I mean, if you're buying it for almost market value, then yeah, you probably need to buy something that has very minimal repairs on it. If you're buying it for, 20, 30, 40 grand under market value, then you probably got a little room to put in some work if you have the funds to invest in the property. That's when I bought my first rental. It needed probably a little bit of work done to it, but not a whole lot to bring it up to rental rent ready. So that's what I did.
I know one of the things that Danny and I were thinking was and was maybe getting into a home that maybe was going into foreclosure. Just so I know for I believe, if I'm not mistaken, my youngest son bought his first home. It was actually a house that had went into foreclosure, so he just paid. He bought it for the taxes,
Right.
so he got it really nice, but it needed some restoration. So, I mean, do you think that that's a truly good way to go, or especially if you got small kids too? He had small kids,
Yeah.
so it turned out to be a lot more than he was ready for.
Yeah, I think that's generally like a lot of people get caught up when they're trying to buy their first property, like, oh, I want to get a good deal and this, that, and the other. But like a good deal comes at a cost for you. Most of the time, pre foreclosures and foreclosures don't qualify for minimal down payment like FHA, USDA, VA. A lot of times they are not up to the standards that house would need to be to get that kind of financing. So most of the time those require like special financing or smaller bank financing to do. And that or it's a higher risk, so you're going to have a higher down payment on something like that. So yeah, if you're buying it as your first house, I probably wouldn't. But the first one that I bought as a investment as a rental, it was a pre foreclosure as well. I went to the master commissioner sale in Hardin County and goes up for auction there. You show up and you basically bid on it and pay for it right there. So
He did good as far as what he paid for it. I
yeah.
think he got 2 acres. His house is paid off. He's in his second home, and this time around, he bought something that he had to do minimum work in, even more acreage. So he owns 2 homes, and he's only 30.
That's good. Really
I'm
good.
proud of him.
Yeah.
He did better than me.
Yeah.
But I know, like I said, for him that was a real struggle, and it's still not.
Yeah.
Everything's not done in the home that he wanted to do with it. So, say for instance, buying land. Is that what do you think is better? Is it better to buy land as investment property, or to actually buy houses or
It just
businesses or whatever?
depends on what your goals are. I mean, land there, unless you get it dirt cheap, um, and plan to resell it, that really doesn't happen that often. It's kind of hard to do that. It's kind of hard to flip land. Um, but people do it. I have some clients that actually that's all they do is go out and find deals on land and resell it. They're based out of Arizona, but um, yeah, I mean, if you're in it for the long haul, maybe buy some land and just hold on to it for 10 years or so. It's definitely going to be worth a whole lot more than what you paid for it, even if you buy it at market value. They don't make any more land, but I would, I prefer houses and something that I can get somebody in there and start receiving money off of. Unless you're buying land and you're leasing it out to somebody. I mean, if you're, buying 20, 30, 40 50 plus acres, you can lease that out to either a farmer or a hunter, depending on the type of land, and they can utilize it and pay you for the land. But there's usually a lot more money involved in renting a house than leasing out land,
So that's good.
depending on the location, like of the land.
So I'm trying. My brain went blank.
That happens to me all the time. So
I had a thought and it left. It walked out of my head.
yeah. And then another thing you could do too, I would like highly, highly recommend. One of my clients, he just did this. He called me, and I may have mentioned this in the last video, but one of my most favorite clients, love you to death.
Sure, clean it
But
up.
he is also one of my most favorite people that I helped so much. He actually lived in a duplex and called me and was like, I want to buy it. And it was for sale. And so I actually helped him purchase it. He owns a whole duplex, and he lives in one side and rents out the other side. And what the other side rents it out for is almost his whole entire payment. The difference that he has to pay that the other side doesn't bring in is less than what he paid renting before he bought the property. And you can do that. You can do that up to a fourplex, I believe, on an FHA, VA, on an FHA or a VA loan. So you can buy a fourplex, live in one of the units, and rent out all the other 3 units, and they can base the income off of the other 3 units. They can count that as income.
No, I didn't think
And that is like if you're a single person or even a young couple, if I could go back and do over, I probably would have done that because I bought my first house when interest rates were at 3%. So, interest was a lot cheaper back then. Not saying I'm not buying stuff now when interest is at 8%, because I am. Interest rate really doesn't bother me any because I know my investment's going to make money no matter what I do. But it probably would have been a lot easier to buy at a much lower interest rate. But yeah, if I could go back and do that, I would totally buy a duplex and live in one side and rent out the other and live in it for 2 years. And then you can sell it and you don't have to pay any capital gains because it was your primary residence.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm going to send, I don't have to answer this. I'm just going to send a message.
You're fine. She's a realtor. She's doing things that realtors are supposed to do. Like I said, she's available at all times. So, what we were talking about, the one hypothetical person down from me, a couple of houses, and you were saying you should see if they want to sell the property.
Yeah, you should.
I was like, now that, huh. So I wonder if we could, like, because that's within where we are in our townhome or whatever you want to call it. So you could do something like that and then have it take care of your mortgage.
Yeah, like you can buy like a fourplex or a twoplex and rent out the other side. And that's totally what I would do. Like, and then it's not your forever home. Like, if you don't own anything now, that's like what I would be doing, truthfully. I have some clients, they just purchased a fourplex, but they don't live in it. So they didn't get any low to no down payment financing options because as an investor, you don't get those options. Like, you usually got to put 15 to 20 to 25% down on these properties. So, they're still making a good return because they have income from 4 units. But yeah, I would totally buy something and live in it and rent out the other side. And then cool, you can move on and keep that property. You don't even have to sell it. Like, I would buy a duplex or a fourplex, live in it for 2 years, move out, get another renter in there, and the rent from both of those I'm almost positive would pay for your mortgage payment.
Is it cool? I know
you got that mortgage taken care of.
Yeah.
And then you just go buy another house and go live in it. And then you got that one taken care of, and it'll be paid off in probably 20 years.
And good investment.
Yeah.
So That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
Now you got me thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
want
got
to
me
go buy
thinking.
one?
Well, you know what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Okay, Sarah, stop getting me in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's a great option though. And then you've got all your renters right there in one location. Like you're not running around with multiple different houses. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just a lot more hectic and a lot more time consuming, especially if you're going to multiple places and doing maintenance or picking up rent or doing whatever the case is. It's nice to have them all in one location.
So you can do that with businesses as well, right? Like buildings
Hmm.
for to lease out to companies
Yeah,
to
you could buy a
utilize.
commercial building and there's been ones that I think, I mean, you pay a pretty penny for them, but the leases on them would take care of the mortgage already. The leases in place on some larger commercial buildings would take care of the mortgage that you would have on, say, like a $2 million building that's already leased out and has tenants and stuff taken care of. And I do commercial real estate as well. So if anybody has any interest in getting into commercial real estate or is interested in buying any commercial buildings, you can reach out to me as well. So
So I mean, she's giving you guys some great ideas of some investments that you could do. I think, like you said, if you're a young person, maybe for instance, maybe trying to get yourself established
yeah,
on what you're getting into, this would be a good thing to get invested in before you even start, building your family. Because like I said, my
yeah,
son owns two homes now, and he's
yeah,
only 30.
yeah,
So he did really good, and he's got a really nice. Both homes are nice. The one he's in is really, really
yeah.
nice.
And that's usually how it works. Like the first house you buy isn't going to be your forever home. So, buy that first house with the intent that either you're going to sell it and um, make some money off of it and buy another house, or just get a renter in there and have them pay the mortgage and you buy another house.
So, and do you do
But
you?
renting is not for everybody. Being a landlord is not for everybody. So, make sure you're ready for that whenever you get think about that or hire a good property management company.
Yes, please don't be a slumlord.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you mess with like when people auction off homes? For instance, if they have somebody that passed away, and the family just wants to.
Yeah, I can definitely help with that as well. Um, I am not an auctioneer, but I could connect you with somebody that could assist in that and take care of like the whole entire estate.
And you said you also can work with people who are, if somebody wants to buy a home off of a private seller.
Yeah, yeah, like for sale by owners, I can help assist in that. And if you wanted any advice at all or any way that I can help at all, I'm happy to. So if you wanted to maybe look into pre foreclosures, I can help assist you and kind of uh, give a little advice on that too. Because I did buy, like I said, my second house I bought was a pre foreclosure. So
And she's young, y'all. She's been doing some big things. I told her I'm expecting her to be out in Hollywood pretty soon, selling them, 2 point, them $250,000 homes, that Oprah Winfrey and all them,
you mean like
whatever.
250 million? Like quarter
Them
million ain't
quadruple
nothing.
billions, them ridiculous number the homes,
Yeah,
1.7 trillion billion dollars has got 7 kitchens, which I don't understand that. Why
yeah,
is there 7 kitchens in people's house? What are you doing at your house? That's a hotel.
yeah,
That's not your home. That's a
yeah.
hotel, man.
Yeah, always check with like a realtor or somebody too before you go and like make crazy uh investments in the house. Like if you want to put a water park in your backyard or something crazy like that, you probably should look into the return value of that because you may be stuck with that house for a really long time because nobody's going to want a house with a water park in the backyard, and planning and zoning probably isn't going to like that either. So, always look into the stuff that you want to do to your house, because sometimes people end up adding, spending a lot of money on projects that don't add value to the house.
So I was going to ask you, what do you think about? Is it possible to buy, if you're, for instance, one of the dream that God had given me was that Danny and I's forever home was actually in front of our business.
Mm-hmm.
So like we had to take a golf cart to the actual business, but it
Yeah.
was on the same property. Do you have properties like that that you can, where you can buy, you get,
Two
is
for
it two?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes properties have a second dwelling on them, or a shop that has an apartment built into it, or a separate living space. That's getting a lot more common nowadays. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely some unique properties out there that could definitely be potential for somebody that wanted to have like a business, work from home business, or run their business out of another building on the property. So yeah, I think that's a great option too. A lot of people in short term rentals, Airbnb, VRBO, VRBO, however you want to call it. Um, some people rent their houses out to that way, like they just move out, buy another house, and make it a short term rental. So you don't always have to be a landlord. Like you can be an Airbnb host. Now that's a job all in itself too. I mean, you're having to treat that like a business as well. It's a lot more work than being a landlord. I'm not an Airbnb host. My sister is. So I kind of see a lot of the work that she has to do putting into that. But yeah, I mean, after each time somebody leaves, you got to go in there and clean and wash the sheets and put new toilet paper down and check everything, make sure it's all clean and stuff, because, you want that 5-star review.
So is that more of a management team that does that, or do realtors handle people's B&Bs?
Both. There's some realtors I know that'll manage all short-term rentals, and then some property managements do it as well. And then some people hire a company to manage it all for them, just like a cleaner, or somebody to just go in there. And some people do it on their own. So it kind of just depends on how much work you want to do and what you want to spend.
So there's some ideas of different types of investments if you want to, try taking a jab at getting into realty, is or buying, purchasing um buildings or property, or some place to lease out for your business. Do you do farm lands as
Yeah, I
well
do a lot
too?
of land actually. That's kind of one of my specialties, I would say. I love to do land. I've sold a lot of larger pieces of property, and I always enjoy doing that as well. So yeah, I can definitely help you buy a farm or recreational property, lots, you name it. I have got you covered.
So, guys, I appreciate Sarah coming back in here. I didn't have her for the whole full 45 minutes. I took her for a half hour, a little bit over a half hour. If you guys got questions, please feel free to share the video. Go back and watch it again. If you got questions, you can post them still here on in this after we post it to Facebook. If you're listening by Spreaker or other audio forms, you can actually reach out to Sarah Heck directly. If you have Facebook, just look her up on Sarah Heck. What the heck? I'm telling y'all, her name's unique. You can. I don't think there's another Heck on Facebook.
No, there is another Sarah Heck realtor though. I think she's in California. So if you look me up, maybe type in Kentucky or Elizabethtown, and you'll probably find me there on Google, and then on Facebook you can find me also just by my name. So, and yeah, if you own a home now and you're wanting to maybe get into possibly renting it out and buying another house, I would be happy to help you navigate that process. You don't always have to sell to buy another property. A lot of times you can use the equity in your house and pull that out and use that as a down payment for another house and rent that house out and buy another house. That's
She's putting so many ideas in my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's 270-734-6557. And you can look me up on Facebook on my personal page. If you go to my personal page, you should be able to find my business page. I probably share a, at least 2 posts a day for my business page, so you should be able to find me there.
So I'm serious. I don't think there's any ignorant question. She doesn't make you feel like you're asking a dumb question. I'm quite sure I did ask them questions, but she didn't make me feel ignorant. Sarah is really good, you guys. And like I said, we had a major crisis on our hand. We had 45 days to move, and I think we were down to less than 30 days by the time Sarah got with us at helping us find our home. And she actually got us closed and everything. I mean, that was the deal when we made our offers. We wanted to take possession of the home
Yeah.
by a certain date. Sarah made that happen. She is the beast. And I didn't think she was going to be able to do it because I was not happy with the numbers. That the home I wanted my forever home, but she talked me into, hey, get yourself here, give yourself a couple years, and then we can look at, if you want to go at looking for your forever home, and you might find out you actually want to keep where you're at. So she's like, but I'll take care of you. I promise I'll get you in something you'll be happy with. And I'm telling you, we walked into one place and Sarah didn't even waste my time. She's like, we weren't even in 30 seconds. She's like, you ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
we waste no time. If it's not the one, we are on to the next one.
so I'm telling you, she is really good. She won't let you put your foot in something that's not. I mean, she was noticing stuff. She was telling me, look at this. This is what you want to pay attention to. These are things that you can fix. This is just minor stuff. I mean, she was really good at paying attention to details, because I was just excited and nervous and I didn't know what I was looking for. And I did like that. I did like that she wasn't a realtor that just let me walk in and she was trying to make a sale. She was actually helping me to make an investment.
Yeah, and
And
I tell my clients like straight up, if we go look at something and like I see something maybe they don't see, I'm like look at this, or you're gonna have to take this into consideration. I was showing a commercial building to one of my clients a couple weeks ago, and he was wanting to use it for a specific type of property, and I'm like, look where this is at. Like, you are likely going to have to do this, this, and this to get it up to being able to run this type of business out of this place. And so he's like, that's why I like you, you're not trying to make a sale. And I'm not, because I don't want you calling me a month later saying, why did you let me buy this? Or, I don't want you to be unhappy with it. Um, so yeah, I always look out for my clients. And if you're wanting to get in investing too, and want to get on a list, and you have a specific type of property that you're looking for, send it to me. I'm always looking out for investment properties myself and for other clients. Like just today, I went and looked at one for a client, and he wasn't able to make it over there. So I went over there and took some pictures and videos for him and sent them to him. And so um, I'm always happy to do that for my clients.
and she really, really is good. Sarah, give your number out one more time for the audio audience.
It is 270-734-6557.
So you guys don't miss out. I mean, you want to take advantage of this young lady before she takes off and get too busy for you. Like I said, she came straight over here after doing a closing earlier today. So I appreciate her, going out her way to come all the way back out here just for you guys. And I mean, she gave you some great ideas as far as any type of investment properties that you might be interested in getting into. Also letting you know the possibilities of some things that you might want to take into consideration even before thinking, I'm ready to flip a house, because TV
Yeah.
glorifies everything.
Yeah, for sure. Don't think that everything is selling sunset and stuff like that, because it is absolutely not. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can get yourself in a really big mess. So it's you need to be talking to a real estate professional before you get into something like that, because if you've never done it before, you don't know what you're doing, truthfully. So you need some knowledge before you get into some kind of big project like that.
So, like I said, Sarah's blatantly honest, and I appreciate her for her honesty. Sarah Heck. She's a heck of a realtor. I love her. Not going to trade her off to nobody else. She will forever and always be my realtor. So, and like I said, she can do business as well as, homes, your personal home, if that's what you want to get into. And Sarah, like I said, Sarah's got a lot going on, so I don't want to keep her tied up because I
Oh,
know.
you're fine. You're
But
totally fine.
guys, thank you again for tuning in to I've Got. Oh, okay.
What did you
Thank you.
say?
He's getting on me. I forgot to tell him about something, but thank
Oh,
you guys for tuning in with me and Sarah. Once again, we were talking about if you want to get into investing into some real estate as well. If flipping a home or getting you some property to rent out. So thank you again, Sarah, for coming out.
yeah, no
She's
problem.
like
Thanks for
working
having me.
and interviewing. I like she multitask. So, real quick before we go, and thank you again, Sarah. I want to remind you guys that I have had the opportunity for a third time to be nominated for the Music Love Awards, nominee for Podcast of the Year for I've Got Favor. You can go to www.musicloveawards.com. Go down to the tab that says vote here and look for podcast of the year, and look for me, T Freeman. It's unlimited voting. You can vote more than once a day. You can vote. You can continuously go back and vote if you got an hour. I would love it. Absolutely. 100 times a day. Go ahead, holler at your girl. I would love to bring this award home. Or another way you could support a sister is by going onto that website, and they have a book. I can't think of the word. Everything's slipping my mind. You can post in the souvenir book that big word, congratulations. You can say, hey T, congratulations on your nomination or whatever. 3 sentences, I think it is, or what have you, for $10. Or if you have a business that you want to promote, you can put an advertisement in there. She's got different pricing. I think a half page was it $50. A full page is $100. Or if you want to post your business card, I think it's $25. And of course, that that souvenir book goes out. Clients from all over the world are coming in. One lady's coming straight from the Bahamas that's been nominated. So here's an opportunity for you to get your business known out, or just to give a shout out to me for $10, congratulate me for the nomination, or anybody else that maybe that's been nominated for the Music Love Awards. You don't have to go to every category and vote. You can just go straight to the category for Podcast of the Year. I love you and thank you in advance for the opportunity to, represent again for the third year. I would love, 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 love bringing home. So please go vote for me there. Once again, it's musicloveawards.com. And like I said, you can support your girl by, just giving me a shout out, congratulatory note in their souvenir book for $10. Or if you want to come down to Little Rock, Arkansas, and support, it's going to be at the Four Points Sheraton Hotel there in Little Rock. That information is also on the website. You can purchase tickets. It's a 2-day event. They're going to jump off with the 10-year anniversary celebration. This is their 10th year of doing this on Friday night. They've got some alumni that started out from 2014 that will be there performing on that night. I'm excited about seeing some of the old faces and the new ones as well. And you can join them at the luncheon where they honor somebody that's went through persevere a hard thing and they've overcome. I know Danny was honored a couple years ago for, of course, Danny was diagnosed with kidney renal disease, stage 2 cancer. And earlier this year, praise the Lord, Danny got his kidney. He's recovering very well. We're so proud. We'll never be able to say it enough. Thank you to the family that allowed their loved ones' kidney to be donated. And if you yourself haven't thought of doing that, please be a donor. I advocate for that. Just please, you it. I'm so grateful for whoever it did. Now Danny doesn't have to go in 3 times a week and have the life sucked out of them and put back in. So I appreciate them. I will never be able to tell them enough thank you for that. I think I've been rambling long enough. Sarah needs to get out of here. she's still working, even though
I'm
she's
always
doing
working.
this.
You can always reach out to me anytime if you have any questions. Feel free to text me, call me, send me an email, send me a message on Facebook. I will respond to you.
And she will. Like I said, you see, she's doing an interview and talking to her clients. So she's really a hard worker. I can't lift her up enough. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I mean, she went hardcore. And I mean, she traveled. She lives probably what 45, 50 minutes away from me.
40 minutes from here.
But she drove all the way out here. So I appreciate her for doing that. So you guys get a hold of Sarah Heck. She's the baddest realtor around, the best one I know. So, and I got friends. I know y'all are realtors too, but I'm lifting up Sarah. So it's amazing. So y'all check out Sarah Heck once again. Sarah, give your number one more time.
270-734-6557. Save it in your phone under realtor for when you need a realtor.
All right. And like I said, you can call her. She says she can even work with people out of the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, you can reach out to me and I can connect you with an agent in your area.
So don't hesitate. And like she said, if you got questions, she's willing to answer. I don't know how too many people that are willing to even do that with you. And like I said,
it's free for you to use my time. So,
and I had another realtor when I came to Sarah. So, and she still shared the information with me. And she's like, I'm not selfish.
A lot of times.
And I was like, no, honey, since you found this, I'm going with you. I only felt it was fair. Like she gave me the information. She opened the door for me. So I was like, it's only fair that I should work with you because you're the one that did the work.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, like not to keep rambling on, but if you have somebody, go support them and work with them, but don't, we are loyal to our clients. So please be loyal to us. We don't want you dragging us and another realtor on because at the end of the day, I'm working for free until you get into your house. So definitely stay loyal to your agent. If you have somebody that you're already working with and you're happy with them, if you're not, just have that conversation with them and be like, look, I don't think we're a good match. I'd like to move on and find somebody else. But I think a lot of people don't understand how we make a living. And, I ultimately work for free until I get you in a home. And I'm okay with that. I don't want to say that just to sound greedy or anything like that. But I think there's a lot of confusion on how we get paid as real estate agents. And I think any good agent is trying to educate the public moving forward on how that works and how real estate commissions work. So
I love her. And the person I was using did not have a problem with me going to her. And actually, she's not even in real estate anymore. So it was a good idea that I did end up with her.
Yeah.
She ended up deciding that wasn't her cup of tea anymore. So it was a good thing that I did.
Yeah.
So now I've got a realtor
together,
life. So. Yeah. So I'm glad. And like I said, and it wasn't any animosity when I did it either.
Yeah.
Because I told her what I was doing and why I did it.
Yeah, as long as you're, upfront, I think it's great.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. Like they're, talk to 5 different realtors at one time and it's just not fair for everybody. So
yeah, she's the best. So y'all need to go with her. Forget the rest. Go with Sarah.
That's
the
right.
best. So Sarah Heck, everybody. And like I said, thank you again for tuning in to I've Got Favor, where it is your time to shine with me, your hostess, T. Talk to y'all next week. We thank you for tuning in to I've Got Favor, where it's your time to shine with Prophetess T.